Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Rambling Through Everyday Life with Fran and Angela. My name is Fran and I am one of the co-hosts for this podcast. We're so glad that you're joining us this week. We cover a lot of things from, you know what, some brand new birds that the Snyder family has. Of course they do. And then we talk about Christmas. We talk a little bit about the new year. And y'all, this is it. This is our last episode of 2024. Enjoy the show. We love you so much. Merry Christmas, everybody. Ho, ho, ho.
Can you believe it?
But you know what we said this morning on Boxers that now currently, as we're recording this, it doesn't feel like Christmas because it's a little on the warm side. Last episode, we talked about how freezing it was. So we have experienced everything from 20 degrees to 60 degrees.
It's so weird.
Today's just a little on the warmer side.
Well, and then sweet Meredith sent us that message about how, you know, she's had kids shoveling snow off practice fields and then having a sports practice.
No.
My brain cannot comprehend that people actually do that.
Right. Like we watch that stuff occur and then move on very quickly. Like when they do a news story on, you know, Colorado or currently like up there in New York and stuff where they're getting all that lake effect snow, just feet and feet and feet of it. You just kind of go, oh, that's horrible. And we move on. But like if it's considered a quote spring sport and we decided that it's not, it is a winter sport that's outside. You are, how do you do that? You've got feet of snow.
It's almost like in my mind, I see those images and I think it's like on a movie set.
Oh,
where
yeah,
it's just,
that ain't
it's
real.
Just pretend snow. They're not actually cold in that snow.
You have to figure out how to function in that.
Do you think they just do? Do you think we feel it worse and we're whiny babies because we don't get it very often?
Of course we're whiny babies. But I am like a sport like baseball that it has to be outside.
Yeah.
You can't cancel weeks of a season. I just don't know how all that works.
I know. You know, and we talked about, and I'm still on the hunt for the perfect gloves and the perfect ear muffs and just whatever to get outside because I really do miss it in my mind. Mm-hmm. I miss the walks.
Well, today's a great day to do that.
Today is a good day. And I think I have to Google things sometimes to motivate myself.
What did we do before Google?
I don't know. I don't know, but did you know that we burn more calories when we walk or exercise in the cold?
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
But your body, and it improves your immunity. Mm-hmm. I had no idea. Cold exposure stimulates your immune system and makes you more resistant to illnesses.
Well, okay. Is this similar? Like, what about when people say that don't go for a walk outside when it's super cold? You're going to catch a cold.
Well, I read about this. I don't know if I put that in my notes, but I did read that when your nose is cold, it makes it more susceptible for viruses to enter.
Okay.
I think that's right. I'm not a doctor. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure I read that on the internet, so it must be true.
So it's real.
But get your essential oils.
Yeah, for real.
Combat it.
Get your essential oils.
Get your On Guard. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I like if it's, again, my rule of thumb, 40 degrees, get outside.
And then I look at the, you know, just like the swans swimming around in the water with their little feet. And then I think, well, there's fish actually in the water.
They're made for that, though. The Lord made them to be able to do that.
But it's a marvel. Like you just look at that and think, wow. Speaking of birds, we've added to the bird collection. You know, the 12 Days of Christmas is mostly about birds. I feel like that's what my house has become. So one day Carl was not home yet and should have been. And I called. I was like, hey, are you okay? And he was like, oh, yeah, I had to stop by the post office. The post office.
Yeah, a building and go inside.
Why are you at the post office, Carl? My birds came today in the mail.
My birds were mailed to me.
Did y'all know you can mail birds?
They're live birds.
Birds in a box.
Birds in a box.
Delivered by the mailman.
And what type of birds are these?
Well, these weren't two turtle doves, but they were two orange doves.
What color are they?
They're really pretty. I'll show you a picture.
Are they white? Gray?
They're white and orange-ish.
Why are they called that, I wonder?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Two purple doves, two orange doves, two
orange
green,
doves,
red, yellow, blue.
I can't find the picture now, but I will show you at some point. We'll, yeah.
So are they in a box with holes and stuff? They've got to be able to breathe.
You can mail anything, apparently.
I wonder if they're sedated a little bit. Or are they just like hollering and flapping and...
Well, you think about people that travel on planes with pets.
Oh, now everybody does that.
Have you? I know.
I know. That is such a thing now. Every flight I get on, I see somebody with a dog in a carry-on.
Have you ever done that? Would you ever do that?
No, our dogs wouldn't do that. They would not cooperate.
I can't.
They don't like to go in the car, much less a plane.
Well, I'm trying to find a picture of this.
I think what tickles me so much is when I see, you don't see it with dogs, but you definitely see it with cats. The clear backpack and the cat is in the backpack.
Oh my gosh, that's the craziest thing.
I think that's hysterical.
Yeah.
Because cats, I don't know. We have had a cat. I could never imagine her getting in a backpack. But I'm like...
Or staying there.
Or just like not making that god-awful sound when you have to transport them.
I know.
And they make that... And you're like, excuse me, everybody. Just me and my cute backpack and a crazy cat.
It's always interesting to me in the estate planning world. I've done more dog trusts than I can count. Because a lot of people that own dogs want to make sure at their death that the dog has the right care and the proper amount of food and the quality of food.
Are they leaving with a family member?
Sometimes. They name a pet trustee to make sure that there's money allocated.
I did not know this.
The pet trustee gets a fee. They leave money, like here's $10,000 for veterinary care and the good food in the pouch, not the dry food from Walmart.
Well,
but nobody has done that for a cat.
Yeah, there you go, everyone.
I've done one for a horse.
That kind of makes sense to me because that animal costs a lot of money and horses can live for a long time. Yeah. And you can't just leave a horse like I'm dead and there's my horse.
But if you're listening, Carl may need a bird guardian and a bird trustee.
So why did y'all get these birds?
He is obsessed. He's a bird man.
Where are they going to what do you do? Just get them home and let them out of this box?
They're in a cage. And he sent a picture. I think I know now where it is. I'm going to show you this because all I could see when he sends this photo, all I see is two of my really nice dishes in the bird cage. And I'm like, Carl, those are my dishes. He's like, oh, sorry.
Are they in the garage? Are they outside?
They're outside.
I have all these questions.
You need to come over. Okay, look, here are the orange doves.
Oh, they're really pretty. We're going to put that video in stories.
They're in a pen.
But they've got some really nice bowls,
They've got some really nice bowls that came from Angela's kitchen.
Oh, my.
So my husband says, boys are so gross. My husband says, well, it's no big deal. I can go get the bowls. And I'm like, don't you dare bring that back in my house.
Well, that
now belongs to the birds.
So how long do they stay in this cage?
They live there, and it's kind of like the zoo. They have their little confined area and then a bigger area.
Are they outside in the back area?
Mm-hmm. Near the turkeys. They're turkey adjacent.
Okay.
So my husband walks in. I'm getting ready one morning, and Carl walks into the bathroom, and I'm at the vanity looking in the mirror. He comes in behind me, and I don't realize immediately that he has a bird in his hand.
Yeah.
And they're just all snuggled up, like no big deal, nothing to see here. He's got this bird just nestled up against his chest. And then he talks to the bird about how pretty the bird is.
I bet.
Then he turns the bird around so the bird can stare at himself in the mirror.
And see how pretty.
He is.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking.
It's like a human.
I'm having flashbacks to when he had one of our children in his arms.
Look how darling you are.
Having the same conversation.
Do we name them?
Sure. The turkeys have names.
But we haven't done that yet.
Well, we should.
Yes.
We named the swans.
I need to know the names of these.
Okay.
Are they boys or girls?
Well, here's one of the reasons
am I entering into subject matter that we don't need to discuss?
Well, in addition to these two, we're getting new, I don't know what the other ones are, but I know that I think they're also doves. When he got another kind, he got 6 of something that I think are doves a year or 2 ago and was upset that we don't have bird babies yet. So then realized that they're all either male or female. So he called this company and they sent him these 2 at no charge to try to make up for that. And then he found a gentleman who lives in Middle Tennessee who also loves birds, who has whatever it is that we need. Mm-hmm. So he was going to pick up new birds. And at 11 o'clock one night, we get a phone call, and it's this man saying, don't come tomorrow. I'm in the hospital. So we haven't picked up those yet, and I hope this man's okay. But it's just, there's never a dull moment.
This is absolutely fascinating. Again, for the millionth time, people, This is not your normal everyday life.
Welcome to my life.
Welcome to the life.
We love it. We love it.
Oh, I do. I think it's incredible. It's just, these are things that literally never crossed my mind.
Yeah.
Huh. I would like a dove. Dove.com.
Meanwhile, I need y'all to know, hopefully by the time this comes out, this will no longer be my reality. And I know I'm not alone in this, and I appreciate that. I have friends who also are in this situation. Is anybody else listening besides me and a few others I won't name, in a situation where you were so happy to get your Christmas tree up and the lights are on it, and we did that fairly early, like before Thanksgiving, but up until right this very moment, my tree is naked?
Okay. Listen. That's coming to an end today.
Oh, yeah. Here's the thing.
Because it's not going to take you long.
All my ornament boxes are at the foot of the tree.
Put them on. It
will not take me 5 minutes. Why can I not just do it?
Well, yeah, like...
I think I was waiting on the kids to be home and everybody
Well, it's going to be over by the time you get it decorated.
Well, and we've all been home and we're just, vegging out on the couch.
Put them up. I need an update in 24 hours and they better be on the tree. The only person I can think of that would do that, like Robin Newman and I were voxering back and forth the other day, and she said something about... she said, I've got to finish decorating. And I was like, excuse me, what? It's the middle of December. Yeah. By the time you finish, it's over.
Every time you say Robin and decorating, I think about the scissors and how you can't use the good scissors for the wrong things.
Yeah. Don't you dare use your fabric scissors as you wrap presents.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I taught Atlas.
The police are coming to get you.
He loves to wrap presents, and I taught him how to glide the scissors across the paper, and he thinks I'm the coolest thing in the whole wide world.
Do you like to wrap presents?
I do, and I had that Christmas season in college where I worked for Kirkland's, so I feel like I know what I'm doing.
I'm that way. I worked at a place in high school growing up where that was my job, was to wrap Christmas presents. That's where I learned how to wrap presents. I still wrap presents.
Do you do it all fancy? I don't do all the fancy decor things. I just pride myself in the accurate measurements.
In the paper. Sometimes I saw a video the other day on how to do a real cute bow that didn't look really hard. But then I'm like, I don't know. Then I got to buy a ribbon. And then what if I'm not good at that part? And then I've got this ribbon that I'm never going to use. And then I've got to still figure out what to do. Like, am I going to go old school 1975 bow and just slap it on there after my really good paper work?
I get to a point. Like, I get the practical done and then don't get fancy.
Well, and then you're like, gift bags, anybody? Because I can't do another thing.
Just stick it all in there.
Yeah, I'm not a very patient person. And so in my mind, I think I'm going to sit down. And that's also another thing, is where to wrap all these gifts, because you can't do it on the floor.
We need the counter like we had at Kirkland's or where you worked.
Oh, yeah.
You've got the big measuring.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
No,
we don't have that.
No,
but my mom would have like this card table set up in a guest bedroom, and that would be her little wrapping station.
That's smart.
Well, I don't have that.
No.
And
especially not in the small house.
No, especially not in the small house. And so I'm really good with like the first 3-4 presents, and then I just am like, okay, I'm tired of this because my patience has run out.
Well, I've learned to wrap them as they come in.
Yeah.
Because one year I waited, and Christmas Eve, all of a sudden, I had to dig things out of the closet, and I thought, I'm not even happy. I sound like the Grinch.
Right.
I don't care, if it's wrapped or not. I did see, there's always these people asking, what should I buy for corporate gifts or for these people, or how do I pick out these presents? And I had never, ever thought of this before. But somebody had a gift set of 5 different rolls of wrapping paper for all occasions, and bows and tape. And it was this whole gift wrapping kit. And they said, I received this as a gift one year, and it's one of the best gifts I've ever been given.
Tape.
Yeah.
All
gift
that
bags,
stuff.
tissue.
Because then, you go out and you buy it all, and then you like somehow open up some magic closet that you forgot you had. And then you're like,
goodness.
oh, look, it's already all there.
One year, we got home, we always spent Christmas at my grandparents', and we got home and my mother was like, oh, I forgot to take this, to grandmama's house. Here's an extra present of yours. And then the next week she was like, oh, I found this in my closet. This was part of your Christmas. And every time I do those things, I'm like, I know where this comes from.
Oh, yeah.
I get it honest, but
I started making lists like in my notes app of like what you're supposed to have
and where it is.
Because I'm like, wait a minute. Did I just make that up? Is that real?
I did see a really cute. Now I'm not a big fan because I just got burned out with little Elf on the Shelf. I don't miss those days. But I sent it to you and to Angie Atwood this morning because I saw, and you all may have seen it. Did you watch it with the sheriff? It was so cute. The sheriff's deputy pulls up, knocks on the door. This little girl comes outside. And he is asking her, he said, I found someone that says that they know you. And long story short, he's got the Elf on the Shelf buckled into the back seat of the car, says he was reported to be wandering the halls of the school. And he said, the elf's name was Betsy. And the little girl said, oh, that's Betsy. And it was such a cute exchange.
It's precious. And I don't know if they listen to this show, but Zach or Laurel Fitzgerald, you all need to do that. It's too late, I guess, but that would be so cute to do next year.
Oh, that would be precious. She skipped beside this sheriff's deputy walking to the car. She was so excited.
Yeah, that's so fun.
The magic of Christmas.
It's so fun. It was I love precious. It. But I'm so glad that I did not have to do that for my children. We missed that. That was not it was becoming a thing when they were getting too old. So
we've never done that with Atlas, and I've always kind of been torn. I'm just like, I don't
he doesn't know that he's missing it.
He does not know what he's missing. I am taking Kaylee to see the Nutcracker tonight.
Yes,
and then I'll come home and decorate my tree, and it will feel like Christmas.
Listen, people,
hold me accountable.
Oh, I will. Because
y'all ask me if my tree's naked next week.
It's got to be just once you start, you'll be done in 20 minutes.
It won't take long at all. In one episode of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer,
for real,
the whole thing will be decorated.
For real.
Have you watched any Christmas shows?
Listen, we said that last night. I don't know what channel Chip had it on, but it was some commercial about, all the Christmas classics and stuff. And I was like, I haven't seen a one. What the heck am I watching?
I know. Well, and how do we find them?
Well, that's the thing. Like, everything has changed. And
they used to come on CBS.
Or just like ABC Family that's not ABC Family anymore.
Right.
Or like, I don't know, was it TBS or TNT? Like you could find it on, and it was just constant, like a marathon.
Elf and Christmas Vacation are on a loop.
Hadn't seen them. But I haven't been looking for them either because I don't know where they're living. But I need to figure that out because those are some of my favorites.
Well, do you know one movie that people call a Christmas movie, and then there's some debate over that? Which
it's not. I don't even know what you're going to say.
Well, I've never even seen it, but Kaylee said, Mom, we should watch this movie when we're all home because Dad and Cole would like it. And she said, I liked it, and I think you would like it. And I said, what is it? And she said, Die Hard.
Oh, no. Heavens, no, I'm not watching that. Kaylee, no.
I've never watched it.
No.
But people have this debate over whether or not that's a Christmas movie.
No, we're not talking about it.
Is it bad?
No, but I just think that is not, that does not scream Merry Christmas.
Why do people think that's a Christmas movie?
I don't know, but there are people that think that. I watched, this is, I guess, what I'm doing, and therefore I'm not seeing Elf and Christmas Vacation. I watched on Netflix last night a little Christmas movie. It's rated PG, so that was refreshing. It didn't have to deal with language, but it was called Our Little Secret
with Lindsay Lohan.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you talk about it.
Have you watched it?
Yes.
It is so precious and hysterical.
Here's what's funny about it. I walked in on Kaylee watching it, and it was so wonderful and also cringy that we couldn't stop.
Yes.
And then Cole walks in with a girl that he's not been dating long enough for me to act the way that I was acting. But the family lawyer in me was audibly yelling things at the TV at parts of this movie. And he was like, Mom, I'm going to need you to calm down.
It was so
It was cute.
It's just a cute movie, and everybody could watch it.
Yes.
There's nothing inappropriate. It's got Kristen Chenoweth.
Yes, I love her. And the guy from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, it's just precious. Yes. So that's what, I mean, I'm like, well, that's probably why I'm not seeing Elf. And
then there's another one that Kaylee watched where the snowman melts and it's a really cute boy. I can't remember what it's called.
Is it called That Christmas?
No.
I don't know.
I don't think it's Hot Santa.
Well, let's hope not.
Something like that.
We were talking.
Now I've got to know what it's called.
Have you seen, I don't know if it's on Netflix, but it's called Mary, about Jesus's mother, Mary.
No, but that's a nice little segue off whatever I don't need to be saying.
Well, I don't know where it's being streamed, but I want to watch it, and I wondered if you had watched it, but
our little secret gets high reviews, and
it's
how to ruin Christmas. Let's not do that. Hot Frosty. That's what it's called. It's so bad.
I'm not sure about that one.
I'm not recommending. I'm just passing
Listen,
along.
do you know what? That kind of like not triggers me, but you want to make me mad. You want to make me mad. Let me tell you what makes me.
I've never wanted to make you mad.
Mad. I'm being a little dramatic right now. But like when people say out loud, I'm so sensitive to this. Talk about a change in subject matter, you all. Good gosh. Oh, yes.
Are we adding to your word aversion list?
Nope, we're not. Is when people say out loud in some kind of public, I don't care if it's 8 couples sitting around or sure as heck, please, Mr. Pastor, don't say this from the platform. Any context of my wife is hot.
Oh, puke.
I am going to totally decide in that moment, I no longer like you.
Why do people feel that that's necessary?
It's not. It's the worst.
Some kind of, and then, maybe it's because I've been around families and litigation for 20-something years, but I'm like, what's your motive behind that? Like, what are you trying to do?
It really? Just puts,
it's awkward for everyone.
Well, it puts this massive weight on the female to be hot.
Yes.
And that all she's about is her appearance and her looks and stuff.
Talk about how smart and funny we are.
Yeah. Talk about something else other than that, because the whole world and culture is screaming at us to look a certain way, be a certain thing. That's not happening for men. And so it's just, ugh. So even the...
Get them, friend.
Even the stupid title of Hot Frosty, I'm like, oh no, heck to the no, people.
We're not going there. We're not going there. Let's talk about the opposite of that. Let's talk about food. You had a Christmas party that you went to at work.
Oh,
and you
dang,
sent me a
y'all.
Voxer with all the things you ate, and I was so
proud,
jealous, because I was like, I've not had any festive, fun holiday food yet.
Okay, so this
give us all the highlights.
This story is so funny to me because it's just like a combination of, at the same exact time, you love something and you hate something all at the exact same moment. So every year, the building that I work in at Union is called the Student Union Building, AKA the Sub. And so our building hosts a Christmas, like, come and go food type thing. I don't even know what it's called, but I don't think it has a technical name, but you get the idea. So our building provides all the food, sweet, savory, you name it. And everyone that's on campus that wants to come, they come, get their little plate, and eat until you want to throw up and die.
I'm coming next year.
Oh, you should. And so, you know that you're going to, you kind of figure, I'm
thinking sausage balls.
Oh, yes.
Cocktail weenies.
Oh, yes. But also like extravagant versions of that. And so.
Like pigs in a blanket.
Yes. And just like things wrapped in bacon with a certain kind of sauce. And
you had me at bacon.
All these like.
Fancy.
5 different crock pots of different dip that are just like, oh my
cheesy,
gosh.
warm, gooey goodness.
Yes, like that buffalo chicken dip that I could literally sit and eat an entire crock pot.
You remember the one that we called the crack dip that had the cream cheese and the chicken? And
I'm a dip girl.
Yes.
I am a chip dip girl. It makes me so happy to eat chip and dip, and I'm not picky about it. Uncle Rodney's, have you ever heard of that?
No, who's he?
Exactly. I put something on my plate, and my coworker Trenton was like, "Oh, Fran, that's Uncle Rodney's dip."
Who's he?
And I'm like, "I'm sorry, who's Uncle Rodney?" It's a brand, and I'm sorry if I'm not correct in this. It's just something that you buy, and then you add these wonderful / horrible ingredients to it that make it so dang good.
What is it?
I don't even know.
Okay, we need Uncle Rodney's secret.
Yes.
If y'all are listening.
It's like a package of something.
Okay.
And it's done, and then you add like probably butter, sour cream. I don't know.
Perfect. Add the sour cream.
Cheese,
and the
whatever.
Cheese.
And it's just this delightful thing.
Is it cooked? Is it warm?
It's warm. Oh, so, there you go.
If y'all are listening and you just have a dip recipe
I need to know.
that we need, because we're doing dips and finger foods for Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
I need to know all the things that I may not know.
Yeah.
So we need to put that in stories.
Uncle Rodney's, and I know you can buy it.
Okay.
I don't think you have to order it. I think we can buy it somewhere local.
And
I'll
it's
ask.
so fun to do that kind of stuff because like we're going to the 3:00 Christmas Eve service so we can get back and not have to worry. You know, if you have a heavenly ham and you have some dips, you don't have to cook things.
Well, I ate so much, y'all. It was just a chaotic plate.
Overflowing
of
with goodness.
Carbs and sugar.
What were the highlights? Name the things.
Couldn't stop eating. Have you ever had, it's literally a saltine cracker that's like dipped and glazed in something that's maybe caramely with some sprinkled stuff. I know I ate 35 of those.
That sounds amazing.
And Trenton makes a chocolate chip, salted caramel chocolate chip cookie, homemade, that is literally the best thing.
My mother-in-law brought over at Thanksgiving, she took fresh cranberries and rolled them in some kind of like Jell-O mix. It tasted like sour Skittles. They were amazing. Well, I'll have to find out what that was. My kids devoured those.
I ate so much that I left, did whatever. Like when it was over, whatever I did. And I started getting the worst headache. Shocker. Absolute shocker. But then continued, let's say this little shindig went on from 10 to 11. Let's say at about 1:30 as I'm walking around the office bemoaning to anybody that will listen about how horrible I feel and that I'm on my way to the ER to get my stomach pumped because I feel so sick. And then at that exact moment, I take a little cup and I fill it with that puppy chow stuff.
Oh, that's good
that
stuff.
is just the worst and the best thing. And I literally drink, because it's in a cup, 1.5 cups of that nonsense and thought, I am done. I'm never eating again. I'm going to have lettuce and carrots that I don't even like. I'm going to eat that for the rest of my life.
And a gallon of water.
Flush all this toxic nonsense out. But God, it was so good.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I'm ready for those little parties to happen. We've always talked about cooking a prime rib on Christmas Day, and we never have. And last year, I even picked one up and set it right back down at Sam's. I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to take this on. But we did a turkey on the pellet grill for Thanksgiving, and it was amazing. My oven is 20 years old, so it's gotten very moody. And I'm just scared to, sometimes it just decides to stop.
Right. Or it takes 9 hours to cook something.
Yeah. So I don't know if you've ever done a prime rib.
We've done steaks like fillets before, but we've never done
some fillets as backup plan.
Yeah.
Do I need to throw something quick on the grill if this is a disaster? But anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm always curious what people do for holidays.
Oh, I know.
Because we do such a big meal at Thanksgiving, but then Christmas, you know, I've got friends that do lasagna. Or in my family, we always had fried oysters on Christmas Eve.
Well, that's random.
My grandmother cooked those for my dad and my granddaddy. They loved them.
Where'd that come from?
I have no idea. It's so weird, but I always crave fried oysters on Christmas Eve.
That's
my mother would take us, my sisters and I, we grew up Catholic, and the children's choir performed in the 5:30 Mass. And we had a live nativity. There were all, like donkeys and animals. It was so much fun. So we would go to church. And when we came back from church, we all spent the night at my grandmother's, and the whole house smelled like oysters.
That's so funny.
She would roll them in crushed saltine crackers.
I would love that. My family would be like, no, ma'am, we ain't eating that.
I don't know what my family would say about it, but yeah. It's just interesting.
Interesting.
Okay, I do have another little funny story because I will update y'all on this after Christmas. But when we took Atlas to breakfast with Santa last week, Carl had to work and couldn't come. So as he was leaving, Atlas said, Pop, why are you not coming with us? And he said, I have to work. And he said, but I'm telling Santa to bring you a Barbie doll. And Atlas got so upset. And he said, I'm telling Santa to bring you a Barbie doll. So we get to breakfast with Santa, and Atlas screams across the room at Santa, my pop wants a Barbie doll. And Carl had friends in the room that were laughing at that. So we are getting, we're going to make sure that Santa brings Carl a Barbie doll for Christmas.
You should.
Won't that be so fun?
Maybe he could get a Ken.
Oh my gosh. That's funny.
A Ken Barbie doll. And then
or both. They deserve each other.
Yeah. Are you done with your Christmas shopping?
I am done. I did. I'm famous for, if I have to wake up and pee in the middle of the night and check my phone, I'm liable to get on Amazon.
Shocking.
Raise your hand if you're shocked. So I did wake up the other morning and my phone was open to Amazon and stocking stuffers. And I had to look and go, did I order things?
Oh,
what have I done? And last, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, because my kids love stockings so much, I have to try to be very mindful of that because they love their stockings. So last, I don't know, a couple years ago, they were overflowing. So I wrapped up a box of the leftovers. I was like, this is your stocking box.
Listen.
Go with your stock, because the stockings were so small.
Nobody's complaining about that.
So this year on Amazon, I found these stockings that are like 2.5 feet long. It's ridiculous.
Yes, it is.
And I'm not
That's
spending,
like Atlas's size.
It is.
I'm just kidding.
So I'm not just spending a crazy amount of money. I'm just having to think about bigger things that can help fill that up.
Right. I think that's a great question. We'll ask that in stories. Like, do you have cute, good ideas for your older children?
For stockings or
older high school, college age, young adult? Because it does get hard. Because now that mine are literally 24 to 28 years old, I am like, oh, here's that really good shampoo and body wash and deodorant and shape.
Get that.
Like, but you're just like, golly, like, is this all I got?
I know.
But, I was going to tell y'all something funny and I forgot.
It'll come back.
You were talking about
I'll keep rambling. Stockings.
Oh, we're going today. We're recording this on Saturday, and tomorrow we're going to Memphis to finish some Christmas shopping, and we're going to go to that store Oxbow that it's great for guys. It's not super great for girls. I mean, they've got a few things, but anyway, I sent them a DM on Instagram because I couldn't find their hours anywhere. So if you are in any kind of retail business, please within your Instagram bio, put your hours always there. Put them always there.
Because we want to come shop.
Yeah, and that's kind of like a place I go to instead of like Googling your website. I tend to look on Instagram. But anyway, they didn't have anything listed. They didn't have anything listed anywhere. I thought, I'm not going all the way over there tomorrow if you ain't open. Well, they are, but it's only from 1 to 5. So we got to finish up some stuff, y'all.
Got to get there. Well, I was showing you my readers. We've had a lot of conversation on the podcast about how blind we've become. But I found, and we can share this in stories if anybody's interested, I found the ultimate bargain. I found a 5-pack for $11. Yep. They're described as ultra light, slim frames. Yeah. And I will tell y'all, they are comfortable. I don't even feel them on my face. And they sent me 5.
I know.
Because we all know I will lose 4 of them in the first 2 weeks. So for $11, I've got 5. I've got one in my purse. I've got one in my car. I need to put one in the shower so I don't put the conditioner on my hair thinking it's shampoo.
Why is this not lathering?
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Are y'all, okay, let's talk about this really quick before we wrap things up, because we won't be back on this show until after the new year. Let's just you get one sentence. This is only one sentence, okay? Tell me in one sentence either how you feel about New Year's Eve, or do you participate in New Year's Eve, and what do you do? You've got one sentence. You can't we're not going to go on and on and on.
I got this.
New Year's Eve to me is summed up with I hate it.
Stay home with my family, which now is Carl, because the kids are social and have plans. Stay home in pajamas is my New Year's Eve ideal situation. I look at these women who are, putting sequins and stilettos and all this stuff and asking about where can I find this or that. More power to all of you. Eat, drink, and be merry. I will be at home in my pajamas. We usually celebrate on London time. Who has New Year's Eve first?
Right,
what country is that where it's like 7 o'clock here? Yeah. I'm happy if I'm in bed at 10 and then I just have to make sure my kids are home.
I don't care.
We're so not festive.
But people our age that are, I'm always baffled by that.
I don't want to be out
So
late.
if you are that person, would you secretly send us a DM and tell us if you love it or hate it?
And then we want to see pictures and celebrate that you put on your sparkly dress and toast it in the new year.
That stresses me out.
I would be, yes.
That stresses me out.
I have no desire.
And I mean, granted, as you age, your idea of fun changes. But I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
We are going next week on Friday hopefully we can still do this, to meet Brother Neville that took Kaylee to Kenya.
That's going to be so
and
sweet.
Get to meet them in person.
That's going to be really, really sweet.
I'm excited for the new year and just opportunities. That ministry's grown so much. There's so many things all around us that where we can just see the Lord at work in ways that, FCA has been incredible. I'm very, very hopeful. I keep saying, this is not my spiritual one word for next year, but I keep saying uneventful. Can we just have an uneventful
Are you praying
season?
About that one word?
Yeah.
Do you know what it, do you kind of, y'all know my one word.
Jesus is Fran's word. Well, and I got my new journal, and I'm always tempted to jump ahead, but the Lord, it was like, no, hold on. We haven't talked about this. You're being impulsive. And I do have some ideas that are spiritually solid that would be great things to pray and claim in my new year. But I also think it's me on my own without
I like this, and this is what I want.
Yeah. And it's all, for me, it's usually always along the lines of, something that's going to fight anxiety or fear, or just remember, God is with me, and I can, my mind will be at peace when I trust in him and depend on him. But my word last year was dependent, because I've been so independent, and that's gotten me in so many messes. But I've got to, and I love it about the season, especially the week between Christmas and New Year's, where things just are calm and quiet in our house, where I can just be still. And I did this plan in the Bible app that was focusing on rest for Advent. Is it okay if I share this? Let me pull this up real quick, because there's an acronym for rest that's remember his goodness. That's the R. The R is for remember. The E is for express your neediness. The S is seek his stillness, and T is trust his faithfulness.
Oh, I love that.
So remember his goodness, express your neediness, seek his stillness, and trust his faithfulness.
I love that.
And I just thought, isn't that a beautiful place to just sit as we just reflect, just sitting with him, and, opening up our hands and saying, God, just fill my hands with what you want for me as we go into this new year. So
2025.
Isn't that weird?
What even the Sam heck?
I can remember thinking, Kaylee graduates college in 2025.
And
That's
thinking,
so long from now.
I know. It is weird. It's strange. We've got some fun stuff coming up in January that we're not going to talk about right now.
Oh, it's good that we do need a good stocking stuffer would be tickets to Hold Fast.
Yeah, if you're local and you want to come see us and Susanna Lewis and our beloved Susie Said So, Susie Oliver. We're speaking, what's the date for that?
January 25th in Newbern at the Newbern First Baptist Church.
That'll be fun.
It will be fun. Tickets are on sale. So.
Yeah. That'll be fun. Okay, well, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. And Happy New Year.
2025. We will be back, I don't know, whatever that Monday is, the 6th. That will be our first episode of the new year. So we're going to enjoy a break. You enjoy your family. And we sure do love you guys. We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.